Alrighty. So we got stage 2 on this month's race series called Get Rolling. It's pretty much flatter stages. Still little climbs, but generally nothing too serious. Kind of giving up on the whole live stream attempts. I don't know if it's the Streamlabs app working in conjunction with Zwift on the iPad, or what the problem is. It just kept quitting out on me. So I decided to just start screen recording to a video file and then uploading that after the fact. So you won't see it live, but you'll still get to see how the race went for me and for others in the race. And you know, if you too are a Zwift racer, you can use this as a recon video to prepare yourself for doing the race yourself. This is supposed to be it has been the top racing time of the week. 1 p.m. Eastern time, well, 1:10 Eastern time on a Tuesday. But now WTRL is starting that race series. I think a lot of people are over there. Last week we had, must have been close to 200 people, if not over, I can't remember. And it looks like today it's still a respectable 80 people, still going up, so maybe we'll get into the 90s before it starts. This race has a couple of gravel sections, but it's not enough, it's not enough distance on those gravel sections to make it worth using a gravel bike. You would get an advantage on those gravel sections, but there's enough paved sections that you'd just be working harder for much longer if you're on a gravel bike. So your best aero bike combination is going to be the best bike for this race. So I'm on my Tron bike. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Not super familiar with the route, but I did see some race videos already for it, just to kind of give me a little primer for this route. It's been a while since I've done this route, and honestly a lot of them all kind of blend together. I recently got a new to me group set that I put on my outdoor bike. So I took the group set that was on there, threw it on my indoor bike. So that feels better. It's the same speeds, but it's just better quality overall in terms of shifting, smoothness, and feel. So this will be my first race with this group set. Alrighty, we're getting ready to start here. Wish me all the luck. Although, the race will be done by the time you see this. And here we are, over 100 people in the race. That's very good. Let's see how fast we can go. This is one of those sections, I believe, that you would have an advantage on a gravel bike. Oh, someone's on a mountain bike. Don't know how well that's going to pan out for them. Alright, I believe there's a little bit of a climb just past this banner. So that's where I'm going to use my power up right before the banner. Okay, made up that without problems. They did a update that changed the pack dynamics a little bit. A lot of people have been saying makes it harder to stay in a pack, and I think I have to agree. You definitely have to work harder to stick with this group than I remember needing to do in the past. I hate it when it does this. Definitely on my limit here. Shoot, losing it. Oh shoot. Struggling to get any recovery here. All right, only a mile and a half left. I don't have much left. Let's see how the sprint goes. I need to be up further. But every time I try that, I get winded. I suck at sustained efforts. So that last climb, gravel climb, pretty much killed me. I had barely enough to survive that. You saw me starting to fall back at the end. I tried to regroup, kick it back in, managed to finish with the front by the end. Okay, here we go. It's a little late. All right, whatever. I was not ready for the wind there. But for me, that's a pretty high 20-minute average. So I'll take that. I actually impressed myself on that final climb because a lesser me a couple months ago would have given up the ghost. Woo! I would have given up the ghost much earlier, especially after the little climb before it. So, yeah, I'm not super happy with my placement. I think that showed 18th. We'll see what I get on Zwift Power. If that will be a couple more spots or what. Usually you can count on gaining 2 spots on Zwift Power. There was a guy who was riding off the front by himself for a good long time. He probably got booted, unless he rode poorly on the second half of the ride. I didn't see. Yeah, not super happy with the placement, but I am happy with how I did on that final climb. And I mean, that's right, I just missed the very front group after the climb, but I had that arrow. I wasn't very far away from them, and I was able to pump out a few more watts, coupled with the arrow power up, to catch me back up to them. Soon after that, though, I saw other people catch up. So I don't know how hard they had to work to do that. I probably could have eased up a little bit and worked with them to catch the group. But in that moment, you got to take your chance. You know, you have an opportunity, you got to take it. Maybe there's a better one, but you don't know that. Obviously, if you do know for sure that a better opportunity is coming, then by all means take advantage of that. But in that moment, you know, it was possible that that front group would have stayed away if I didn't catch them right there in that moment. Because as soon as we got on the pavement and not a climbing road, you know, that little couple second gap they had could have grown. And I think there was only 2, maybe 3 people, maybe there's more, I couldn't tell, who joined the group soon after me. And I don't know if I would have had it in me to work as hard as I would have needed to with them to get there. Granted, I did always have that arrow power up, and the way I tend to use power-ups is to try and shore up my weak points. So my weakest point is sustained efforts, which usually means longer climbs. I'm talking longer than 30 seconds. I'm pretty much a sprinter, so anything long takes a lot out of me. But like 30-second climbs, they're just mini sprints. It's easy to just boom, not even necessarily change gears, just put down the power, get over the little climb, maybe push a little bit more at the top of the climb as you go into the downhill, and then recover and repeat. And that suits me well because here where I live, that's mostly what we have, 30-second climbs. We have a couple 1 minute, 2 minute. And in the county north of me, there's some much longer, steeper climbs. But that's if you ride all the way up there, which is only like a half-hour ride for me, because I live on the northern end of my county. But I don't do that too often. I usually do group rides on the weekends, and yeah, at most it's like a 2-minute climb that I've encountered, and those do kill me. They do kill me. I can do them because there's usually just one in a ride, but then it's that much harder to keep with the group after that climb. So sometimes I can make it to the end, sometimes I can't. Anyways, that's my deficiencies: sustained efforts, climbing. So I use power-ups to try and shore those up. Obviously a feather helps on the climbs, or that arrow. I could have used it on the climb, but I had a feeling I was going to want it after the climb to help me recover, right? Because immediately after a climb like that, I need to recover. And if I can do an arrow and I'm in the group, I don't have to use too many watts to keep in the group. So helps me to recover a little bit, tiny bit, but every bit helps. So I'm ready for the next one. And then in that instance, I use the arrow power up to help me close down the gap on that front group that I lost on the climb. So, and then obviously if I have a good power up for the finish, I'll try and save one for the finish to help me try to gain some spots at the end. For me to have podiumed, I would have needed to be more at the front of that group. And I knew that. It's just the amount of work needed to get up to the front and stay at the front, I just didn't have left in my legs. I only had little sprints left in my legs. My sustained power was somewhat shot. So that's the stuff that keeps me from being moved up to category B, so I'm still in category C, because if I have to try and do sustained climbs with people who are lighter than me, that's it. Show's over. So that's the stuff I've been trying to work on in my own training sessions. But yeah. Anyways, that was the race. Thank you for joining me. Tune in next week for race number 3. And I'll see you guys then. Take care.